Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory represents a significant departure from Freud's psychoanalytic approach while building upon its foundation. Unlike Freud's focus on psychosexual stages, Erikson emphasized the role of social and cultural factors in shaping human development. Unlike Freud, who emphasized biological drives and unconscious processes, Erikson placed greater emphasis on the influence of society and culture on an individual's development. He highlighted how social interactions, relationships, and societal expectations play pivotal roles in shaping one's identity and sense of self. Erikson proposed that psychosocial development proceeds through critical steps or turning points, where successful resolution of conflicts leads to personal growth and mastery of new challenges. These stages are not strictly tied to chronological age. Instead, they reflect developmental tasks that individuals may confront at different points in their lives. Thus, developmental age, or where one is in terms of personal growth and identity, may not necessarily align with their chronological age. Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory expands upon Freud's ideas by integrating social, cultural, and interpersonal dimensions into the understanding of human development. It emphasizes the importance of successfully navigating psychosocial crises at each stage of life to achieve a coherent sense of self and adaptability in a complex world. Erikson's theory posits that individuals go through 8 stages of psychosocial development across their lifespan. Each stage presents a unique challenge or crisis that must be successfully resolved for healthy personality development to occur. These stages unfold sequentially, with each one building upon the outcomes of earlier stages and preparing the individual for subsequent challenges. During the initial 18 months of life, a crucial phase unfolds where a child either develops a foundation of trust or struggles with feelings of mistrust. Central to this stage is the relationship with the primary caregiver, typically the mother. The child's trust in the world is shaped by the mother's ability to consistently meet both the physiological needs, like feeding and comfort, and emotional needs, such as affection and responsiveness. A strong bond between mother and child is paramount as it fosters the child's sense of security and trust. Conversely, if maternal affection is lacking, it can lead to maternal deprivation syndrome, potentially impacting both emotional well-being and physical growth. In medical settings, this bond is indispensable. The presence of a parent, particularly the mother, during treatments not only comforts the child but also enhances cooperation. A child who fails to develop this basic trust may become fearful and uncooperative in medical situations and later challenges. Between 18 months and 3 years, children begin to assert their independence from their caregivers, marking the stage commonly known as the terrible twos. This period is characterized by the child's exploration of autonomy, often manifesting in defiance and assertiveness. Children at this stage assert their preferences and desires, sometimes distancing themselves from parents but seeking reassurance during times of distress. Setting boundaries becomes crucial as it allows children to understand limits while developing a sense of trust in predictable outcomes. Failure to nurture autonomy can lead to doubts in a child's ability to stand alone, affecting their self-confidence later in life. Parental presence remains crucial during this phase, ensuring that the child understands and consents to medical procedures. Continuing from autonomy, the stage from 3 to 6 years is marked by the development of initiative. Children become more proactive in planning and engaging in various activities. It is essential to channel their burgeoning talents into manageable tasks to bolster their sense of initiative and achievement. This period also introduces the concept of guilt, where repeated failures to achieve goals can lead to a sense of inadequacy. It is during this time that many children experience their first dental visits, displaying intense curiosity and varying levels of separation from their caregivers. Between the ages of 7 and 11, children focus on mastering academic and social skills, preparing them for the competitive world ahead. They begin to grasp the rules that govern their environment and develop industriousness in pursuit of success. While parental influence remains significant, peer interactions gain prominence, influencing their motivation and self-perception. Failures during this period can lead to feelings of inferiority, highlighting the importance of supportive social environments. Orthodontic treatment often begins during this stage, involving the use of removable appliances. Success in treatment hinges not only on the child's understanding, but also on peer acceptance, which can bolster their motivation. Adolescence, spanning from 12 to 17 years, is characterized by intense physical changes and the search for personal identity. It is a time of significant growth in academic responsibilities, career aspirations, and self-awareness, often centered around peer relationships rather than familial ties. This stage sees a rejection of parental authority as young individuals strive for autonomy and internal motivation. Orthodontic treatment during this period requires careful consideration of the teenager's self-image and social perceptions. Young adulthood marks the establishment of intimate relationships with others, where appearance often plays a crucial role. Many young adults seek orthodontic correction to enhance facial aesthetics and boost their confidence in social interactions. As adults, individuals take on the responsibility of guiding the next generation, whether through parenting, community service, or national contributions. This stage emphasizes the importance of selflessness and responsibility, contrasting with self-centered and indulgent behaviors. In late adulthood, the focus shifts to achieving integrity, a sense of having led a fulfilling life despite challenges. Integrity represents a culmination of life experiences and decisions, contrasting with feelings of despair and regret that may arise from unfulfilled aspirations. Cognitive theory, pioneered by Jean Piaget, delves into the intricate development of intellectual capabilities in children. According to Piaget, intelligence evolves through a biological process he termed biologic adaptation, which hinges on two fundamental processes, assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation is the initial mechanism by which a child integrates new experiences and information into existing mental frameworks or cognitive structures. For instance, a young child might initially categorize all flying objects as birds. This simplification occurs because the child's cognitive structures are not yet refined enough to distinguish between different types of flying objects, such as birds, kites, and insects. Thus, assimilation represents the child's tendency to fit new experiences into pre-existing mental schemas. Accommodation, on the other hand, drives the development of intelligence. It occurs when the child modifies or adjusts existing cognitive structures in response to new information that cannot be assimilated into existing schemas. In our example, accommodation would involve the child refining their mental categories to differentiate between birds, kites, and insects based on observable differences like size, shape, and behavior. This process enables the child to better adapt to and understand their environment. The crux of Piaget's cognitive theory lies in the dynamic interplay between assimilation and accommodation. Intelligence, according to Piaget, develops as a result of this ongoing interaction. As children encounter new experiences, they assimilate them into their existing cognitive structures. However, when faced with novel information that challenges their current understanding, accommodation allows them to adjust their mental frameworks to accommodate these new insights. This continuous process of assimilation and accommodation forms the foundation of cognitive development, shaping how children perceive, reason, and interact with the world around them as they mature. Jean Piaget's developmental theory delineates four distinct stages. The sensorimotor period spans from birth to 2 years of age, during which infants learn through sensory experiences and motor actions. The pre-operational period from ages 2 to 7 is characterized by rapid language development and symbolic thinking, though logical reasoning remains rudimentary. From ages 7 to 11, children enter the concrete operational period where they develop the ability to think logically about concrete events and objects. Finally, the formal operational period, which begins around age 11 and continues through adulthood, marks the onset of abstract thinking and hypothetical reasoning. During the sensorimotor period, which spans from birth to 2 years of age, the child's development is marked by dependence on reflex actions. At this stage, the child begins to form rudimentary concepts of objects, but their interpretation of sensory information is limited. This period signifies the initial steps in the child's cognitive journey, laying the foundation for later stages of thinking. From ages 2 to 7, children enter the pre-operational period, characterized by significant milestones in language development and symbolic thinking. This stage introduces two notable features: egocentrism and animism. Egocentrism reflects the child's belief that the world revolves around them, making it challenging for them to understand perspectives other than their own. Animism, on the other hand, involves attributing lifelike qualities to inanimate objects, which can be utilized advantageously in dental settings by assigning friendly names to instruments. Between ages 7 and 11, children progress into the concrete operational period, where their thinking becomes more logical and systematic. They gain the ability to perform complex mental operations, such as addition and subtraction, with greater ease. This stage also fosters increased flexibility and reasonableness in their thinking, marking a decline in animistic tendencies. Clear and concrete instructions are particularly effective for this age group, aiding in their understanding and compliance. The formal operational period, extending from age 11 into adulthood, represents the pinnacle of cognitive development. During this stage, children's thinking closely resembles that of adults, enabling them to comprehend complex health concepts. Adolescents in particular may experience the phenomenon of the imaginary audience, where they feel intensely scrutinized by others, leading to heightened self-consciousness about their actions and appearance. Another phenomenon, the personal fable, contributes to their belief in their uniqueness and invulnerability to consequences. Peer influence becomes a significant motivator for seeking orthodontic treatment, driven by external factors and social validation.